The Fed rate cut is one of several topics we will cover in this episode. Tomorrow is when it will happen. What impact does this have on cryptocurrencies? I'll take care of you. Will this spark ignite the next leg up in the bull run? Bitcoin is about to face a storm. Do you see it? Do you sense it? Are you ready? Bitcoin is now owned by 80 publicly traded companies. Institutions exist. They will not give up. Not only that, but guess what? Individuals. The effort is worthwhile. Furthermore, the biggest earnings are made by those who maintain their lead in the Bitcoin market. After selecting click subscribe to the channel. Let's break everything down. Bitcoin's price of $82,771 has decreased by about 1% in the past day. The value of Ethereum is $1,894. It has also decreased by 1%. Unfortunately, USDT and USDT alone are being employed as dollar pegs. The USDC is still at 99 cents. In contrast, XRP is down about 2.8% at $2.27. The overall market capitalization of cryptocurrencies has not changed much. 2.678 billion individuals. Let me travel back in time for a moment. We will illustrate this again. Holding XRP for the past 7 years has led to this experience. Going up, down, left, and right has been a maze, a calamity, and a total nightmare. They attack you from every angle, but are you aware of this? We're still here. We cannot be dislodged. The investigation has been carried out. Other individuals are not important to us. Are you curious as to why? Because we carry out our own investigation. We confirm as well as deny. We know what's real and what's not, and we know where these markets are headed. It's as simple as that. In the end, there's only one person you need to trust, and that person is yourself. Yes, exactly. While they looked through TikTok, I kept working. On the weekends, I worked while others partied. I did some research as they unwinded and watched Netflix. There are no fast cuts, affluent parents, or just hustle. That's how I'm built, people. The hard work you put in now will pay off later. I never thought I would still be here 7 years later, but here we are. But I am more confident than ever that these markets will absolutely blow up since my 7 years of hard work have paid off. What do you know? We shortened it from 35-40 years of 8-5 or 9-5 labor to 7-10 years. I'm willing to accept that trade-off on any given day of the week. Always keep your attention on the task at hand. We learned some startling facts. After 2 years of gentler delays, SEC Mark IOTA is finally taking action on over 40 TF applications. This is huge. DFA and others could receive quick approvals. Will anyone be ready for the next bull run? I am indeed. The URL for the article is given below. People, this is what we need. They're finally getting serious. They're finally looking into these ETFs in addition to the traditional markets and cryptocurrencies. This is necessary. Cointest was the one who released this. There could be a Bitcoin storm coming soon. Platforms for on-chain cryptocurrency opportunities derive claims that, although there isn't much volatility in Bitcoin right now, a storm might be approaching. What do you need to know? 3 points. Easy. A decentralized cryptocurrency on-chain options platform called Derive claims that the current stability in the cryptocurrency market would not last long and could lead to significant price volatility. A number of factors, including developments in Ukraine, could be to blame for this volatility. We talked about it in the first video of the day. The Federal Reserve's rate decision tomorrow and the Trump administration's modifications to crypto regulations. There may not be much room for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates. Despite market projections for 2 to 3 rate cuts this year, BlackRock claims that it reflects concerns about the U.S. recession and persistent inflation. When talking about the Fed rate decrease, the decision that will be taken tomorrow and how it will impact cryptocurrencies, we should concentrate on that. This is among the most significant indicators of cryptocurrencies and risky assets that you should be aware of. A rate cut is the same as a liquidity pump. Higher system liquidity and more cheap borrowing are the results of lower interest rates. Generally speaking, investors will move their capital into riskier assets like stocks and cryptocurrencies when money becomes more readily available. If the Fed lowers interest rates too soon, the value of the US dollar will decline. What does that lead to? Bitcoin will gain popularity and increase demand because it is a true hedge against inflation and monetary depreciation. In the past, lax monetary policy has been the driving force behind Bitcoin bull runs. After COVID and the 2020 stimulus, this became clear. Guess what happened during the Bitcoin boom? Profits will then be dispersed among your coins starting the alt season. But first, Bitcoin needs to do anything. Since 2013, this arrangement has been in use. Bitcoin needs to run first. If Bitcoin fails, your alternatives won't work either. Consequently, the Fed's decision will dictate the amount of liquidity that enters the cryptocurrency market, and if Bitcoin starts to move, guess what? Then altcoins will be closely behind it. With the Senate hearing set for March 27, Paul Atkins, Trump's nominee for SEC chair, is getting closer to becoming the agency's new leader, according to Eleanor Mueller of CMAR. That's about 9 days away, isn't it? Paul, I think that once Paul Atkins takes over, this SEC Ripple matter will finally be settled. As we just spoke about, Ripple seems to be the one delaying this right now because they are trying to either avoid paying anything or have this penalty drastically reduced, which makes sense. Ultimately, none of these other companies had to pay anything. Why should Ripple? Breaking. Bitcoin and cryptocurrency companies are competing to become national banks under Trump's administration. This is interesting because we recently saw Ripple submit a patent application. Ripple is clearly planning something here, people. Ripple filed for a patent on what is referred to as Ripple custody in order to keep cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency companies are now attempting to become national banks under the Trump government. It seems like something is cooking when you figure it out. Recently, SpotFS purchased about 274 million Bitcoin. Let me say that again. Recently, Spot Bitcoin at FES generated approximately $274 million. This is the biggest transaction we've seen in 6 weeks. We also talk about the story a lot on this channel. It all comes down to time. When analyzing the Ripple V AEC case, we talk about timing. It is not time for it to stop now. I want this to end already, why don't I? It's simple. The markets seem to be in utter disarray. XRP is stuck in a very broad range. Bitcoin can't go anywhere. It looks like Bitcoin is about to drop back from $65,000 to $75,000. In order to enjoy a tiny quantity of an amusing fake pump that will ultimately retrace, we want the case to be resolved. Help us overcome the formidable obstacle of the $250, $3 range that we have displayed to you. After that, let's get this. Next, let's acquire ETFs. Let's wait for an announcement from Ripple. Let's build up each event, line them up, and put them in a row. We may then start talking about how these things will end. But now what would happen? Maybe XRP rises and hits the $250, $3 mark. Important. Raise XRP above $4. Let's declare this now.